And hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of the Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host, Jonathan, once again bringing you my thoughts and review for tonight's episode of The Flash, Season 9, Episode 3. Now, if you have not seen this episode or caught up to The Flash at all, spoilers ahead because this one's a big one and has a big reveal at the end. So, let's talk about it. So, in the midst of Barry and Iris trying to, start having their family, trying to enjoy, still kind of dealing with the fact that they just lost Caitlin, and now they got a new, version of Daniela Panabaker's character, which is now Keon. They just trying to live normally now. And then, they got some couple of new rogues showing up. They got a new Boomerang that showed up, in the first episode. And last week's episode was the Fiddler showing up. And now, apparently, the two of them are teaming up to steal some tech to build a speed time, treadmill kind of thing. Which we got to see, the White Flash use in the last season. So Barry tries to figure out, okay, they need some parts. They need some pieces to finish off this treadmill. Why did they need it in the first place? So Barry finds the parts that they need, locked away in the DOA, obviously where, all the big tech, dangerous tech gets locked up. They figure, okay, let's steal it for ourselves. We steal it for ourselves. That way the bad guys can't get it. So Barry and Piper, they decide, hey, listen, if we can steal it for ourselves, they can't get it and we can keep it safe. But unfortunately, it's built like a fortress, so they actually need some help. So Barry literally has to get thieves to be able to stop thieves to be able to make this plan of theirs work. Basically, he has to become a thief to stop the thieves. And that's exactly what helped. That's exactly what actually happened. So we got to see Barry recruit Frost's ex-boyfriend, which I keep forgetting his name. I don't know why I keep forgetting his name, but I just called him Ice Boy for short. They went to go get the volcano guy because, they figure fire powers might actually come in handy. And of course, our favorite friend, Gold Chain guy, he's back in town. They figure, hey man, you help us so these rogues don't go back in time and, prevent you from being even you kind of thing. You help us, we help you kind of situation. And they figure, okay, we got this team. Let's go steal. It actually does work for some weird reason. Now, Barry, you figure, okay, why can't Barry just go do it himself? Unfortunately, the place is so secure, it's got power and dampening, so that way bad guys can't go in there and use their powers to take any kind of tech, which is kind of smart. But for Barry, it's kind of a no deal. He needs to shut those machines down to be able to steal the machine parts that the bad guys actually need. So he needs a 4-man crew for it. And of course, they do it. And then, of course, Ice Boy decides to betray Barry because he's still mad the fact that he couldn't, let Keon go into the machine to become Killer Frost again to get Frost back. So he betrays Barry, joins the bad guys team, and then, of course, Red Death shows up. And if you don't know who Red Death is, Red Death in the comic books is a version of Batman. They got super speed and became a speedster, but also had the brain and skills of Batman. So, yeah. But then in the CW, they can't use Batman. So, who is going to be Red Death in this one? None other than our favorite Batwoman herself, Ryan Wilder. That's right, Ryan Wilder is the woman behind the mask. We found that out. Also, we found out because Chester found that all the technology that the new rogues are using came from Wayne Enterprises. So, yeah. And apparently, according to Batwoman's team that they talked to, Batwoman's gone missing. I mean, the last time we saw Batwoman, she stopped the fake Joker from destroying Gotham, and then it just ended right there. And of course, it got canceled. So, there's that. So, they had to make up a little thing for Batwoman to kind of continue, but not really continue in a little way. But, I thought that was kind of interesting. Overall, this episode was okay. I do wonder why Barry didn't just contact Diggle. Be like, yo, man, I need something from your vault. Can you help a brother out? Let me borrow it for a couple of days. You know, we got some trouble coming through. We need to borrow it. He couldn't just make one phone call and instead of having all these things. But then again, I figure, you know, Barry's going to have a new team for this season. So, yeah. Because apparently Allegra's too busy, you know, wondering if she can still be with Chester, because there's that problem. Iris is too busy being a reporter now. It's about time. It took her 9 seasons to actually do something besides following Barry like a puppy. And Keon's Miss Sunshine and Rainbows now, so there's that. So the team right now is basically consists of Barry, Pied Piper, and somewhat of Iris in a way. So Barry does need a new team. So he's got the Volcano guy, which is kind of cool. He's on his team. It's Barry, obviously, Gold Chain, and Pied Piper. So all of them are all together. I mean, they got Team Flash, but you know, when they're not busy doing their little problems, hopefully they can help out, you know, Barry and the team, because they're gonna need it now that, you know, Batwoman's or Red Death has her squad. It's gonna get a very interesting season, but let's see what happens with this season moving forward. But other than that, a little complaint that I had that, you know, he couldn't just call Diggle and be like, yo, can I just borrow the machine? You know, not a bad episode. We got to see Red Death show up, so that was cool. They figured it out who it was, really. Obviously, they didn't figure out who's behind the mask. That's not until maybe next week's episode, 2 episodes down the road. Who knows? But they figure out it's somebody pretending to be a bat speedster and using negative speed force. So whoever's behind the mask, they think it's that person's corrupted. And when we saw Ryan's face, she had half her hair silver. So, you know, I wonder who this version of Ryan could be. Could it be from another Earth? Could it be, you know, the Reverse Flash's, you know, Flashpoint that he created when he pretended to be Barry and Ryan was on his team? Could be that version. Who knows where she comes from? Maybe she has the real Ryan locked up somewhere. We don't know, because apparently she's missing in Gotham. So there's that. Even though Gotham really doesn't exist right now because it got canceled. But, you know, the background does exist in the Flash world. So there's that. But, yeah, now we have to wait to see what happens moving forward with the rest of the season. So, leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Stay tuned for more. And which version of Ryan do you think this is? You think this is actually Ryan and her mind is all corrupted? Or do you think this is from another Earth, another parallel universe? Do you think it's that one from the Reverse Flashpoint that we got to meet when she was Team Erebot Dawn, when he was the Flash and Barry was the bad guy? Whoever it is, leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Stay tuned for more, and thank you very much, and have a good night.